The following broadcast is a copyrighted production of the DHN Media Group. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of the DHN Media Group is hereby prohibited.
Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Hockey action back at Fred Rust Arena. The Delaware Blue Hens look to build on an 8-0 win over Georgetown. They face off against the Stevenson Mustangs tonight, and it's coming at you live on Delaware Hockey Night. And a most pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Delaware Hockey Night starts now from Fred Rust Arena. Coming up tonight, Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Hockey Conference action as the Stevenson Mustangs, in their third season of ACHA existence, keep on trucking, and they're much better than that 8-10 record would indicate. They take on the Delaware Blue Hens, who come in off an 8-0 win over Georgetown last night, which saw 14 skaters account for points on the score sheet. 8 goals, 8 goal scorers. So a great team effort to get 2020 started for these Delaware Blue Hens. James Witherite once again joining you from the Fred Rust Arena press box. And great to have back with us our good friend, color commentator, Bob Thomas. Bob, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, James. It seems like it's been like a year since we've done this. Like it
We
was
haven't
all the
done
way
this since
back
last
in
year, right?
2019.
So we're in for a treat tonight, Bob. Earlier this season, Stevenson recorded their first win in program history over Delaware. It was a 3-2 shootout win at the Reisterstown Sportsplex just outside of Baltimore. And this Stevenson team, physical but not dirty, really a treat to watch. And Ian Malone's been a great contributor for this side. 10 goals, 6 assists. Mark Bowen over a point a game. Malone right around the point a game mark. Malone will handle starting duties with Mark Bowen and Gary Mattiok up front. And between the pipes, Pierce Dushenko, yes, he's only 5-8, but in that 3-2 Stevenson win over Delaware, he made some absolutely gorgeous saves. And this Delaware side, they ran into some trouble late in 2019, a 6-4 loss to Ryder. I think they're still trying to figure out how to play with a lead.
I think so, James. And that little break can be helpful or it can be harmful. You know, sometimes teams that are on a roll don't want that break, and then teams that are struggling use that break time to rest, recover, and work on things that have been their shortcomings.
And that was definitely the case for the Stevenson side. They traveled to Europe during their Thanksgiving break, and on the way back, a number of them came down with a pretty serious ailment. Good to report that all of the Stevenson Mustangs are back in action. David Shahady, who is one of the Mustang scratches tonight, still recuperating, but he's back on the ice, back working out, so happy to report that the entire Stevenson team is back in action after a pretty widespread illness hit their ranks in the month of December. So we're just about ready here at Fred Rust Arena. The ice has been resurfaced following the warm-up. Stevenson, decked out in their away black sweaters, will travel right to left in the opening period. The Delaware Blue Hens, as always, will move from left to right from our vantage point, clad in their home whites. The Blue Hen logo on the front, blue numbers and gold trim on the sleeves and back. The Stevenson Mustangs taking the ice now, led by Mike Ergo. He's been the only coach of this ACHA program in their third year of existence. And they've certainly turned into a threat in a very short period of time. Without further ado, let's listen in to the action at Fred Rust Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Fred Rust Arena your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Hens are 10-8-1 after their win over Georgetown last night. Vince Falkowski, much like Mike Earl, the only coach in the history of this Division II program. Let's go ringside for tonight's starting lineups. Ladies and gentlemen, here are this evening's starting lineups. For the visiting Stevenson University Mustangs, coached by Mike Ergo, starting in goal, number 31, Pierce Dushenko. On defense, number 18, Aaron Rovanaut. And number 25, Brian Hodges. Starting at left wing, number 23, Ian Malone. At right wing, number 10, Mark Bowen. And starting at center, number 71, Gary Mattiok. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal, number 35, Stephen Odgers. On defense, number 21, Tyler Swift. And number 20, Dylan Reed. Starting at left wing, number 27, Ryan Johnson. At the right wing, number 28, Shane Moran. And starting at center this evening, number 16, Cal Raymore. Your Blue Hens are coached by Vince Falkowski and Bob Stroik. officials. The referees are Devin Kenny and John Patnoy. The linesmen are Adam Brock and Walter Lawrence. At this time, we ask that you please stand if able, and gentlemen, please remove your hats as we pay tribute to our friends and neighbors to the north with the singing of O Canada. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for and please remain standing as we honor the United States of America with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. I think it's time for some hockey, Bob.
I agree, James.
It's always time for hockey.
No doubt about it.
Delaware traveling left to right in period number one, clad in white, blue pants, blue helmets. White socks with a gold band around the shin and the calf. And they're backstopped by Steven Odgers. Pierce Dushenko, the British Columbian, between the pipes for Stevenson, who look to complete a series sweep for the season against the Blue Hens here on Delaware's home ice. Adam Brock will deliver the opening face-off as Cal Raymore awaits his adversary in the circle, Gary Madiock. Speed versus physicality in large part today, Bob, if we're going to generalize as far as how these teams play.
Well, they definitely should be fresh.
No question. This is Stevenson's first game back. And for Delaware, their second back after a month-long break after their 8-0 win over Georgetown yesterday. Stevenson bats the puck into the Delaware zone to get things going. Ryan Johnson in the far corner trying to clear, but Mark Bowen on the forecheck blocked the puck down. Fed by Matioc to Rovenold up high. Puck bounced off his stick just inside the blue line. And it's shoveled forward by Cal Raymore to Shane Moran, who absorbs a vicious shoulder check in the near corner from Hodges. Green threw one in from long range, and the follow-up chance off the rebound went in. So the Delaware Blue Hens waste absolutely no time. 32 seconds in, they get on the board. They keep rolling. Their 9th goal in less than 24 hours. Wow.
Great puck support on that, James.
Initial shot fails, and then it gets batted in by Ryan Johnson off the Moran rebound. So Ryan Johnson gets his 10th of the year as Delaware goes up 1-0. A Delaware goal! His 10th of the season, scored by number 27, Ryan Johnson. Assisted by number 28, Shane Moran. Time of the goal, 28 seconds in the first period. Johnson's 10th from Moran at 28 seconds. A shot from Brendan Jesse at the top of the left circle is caught by Odgers, and he holds on for a break in the action, 1 minute and 15 seconds into the first period. So the Hens draw first blood, but Stevenson counters and regains attacking zone presence here very early in the game, and we'll see the Josh Watterson line come on. Watterson, Ramage, and Candelena. Draw on the near dot. The 17s scrap for the puck, LeBlanc and Ramage. And the Hens are able to get things back in their own zone. Ben Bergman tried to work the puck up the far wall, but it was chipped up over the glass and out of play. We're 1.5 minutes in.
I like what Delaware's doing, and when Stevenson attacked, they forced them out wide on every time they've come in to the Delaware Blue Hens zone.
So they're taking away the middle, which I know you certainly like to see. That Royal Road from the post to the dot to the blue line just above the dot, back to the dot to the other post. They're taking that away and doing a nice job of it so far. Yeah, Martorella leaves it to Lowe up the near side, but he's double teamed by a pair of forecheckers in Ramage and Waters, and Martorella lent support, trying to work play over to the other side, but the puck taken away by Dylan Candelena. Set up a shot for him, but Odgers was there, crossing over from near post to far post to make a pretty textbook glove save.
Boy, was I a jinx on that. I just got done complimenting him, and you got the D throwing it across the middle, and Stevenson picked it off, and great scoring attempt.
Certainly was. Here's Sapia up the middle. Exiting the Delaware zone, he presses play back to the near side. Aaron Rovenold recovers in the near corner for the Mustangs. Puck headman up the far wall by Bowen to Matioc. He enters the Delaware zone again up the far dashers. Cross ice pass, leaves it for Malone. He's checked off the puck and Sapia clears. Puck chased down. Tofty can't get there in time before Brian Hodges recovers for the Mustangs. Headman to Malone at his own blue line. He lets one go into the path to Mark Bowen, but he overshoots his man on the breakout. And this will come back into Delaware territory and icing. We're 2.5 minutes into a 1-0 game. Advantage the Delaware Blue Hens.
Looks like Stevenson had come out with their first line to see if they could get the mismatch between 1 and 3. All they got was an icing, though.
Well, it's still a 1-3 mismatch in the near circle, and the 3 from Delaware wins the draw. Mike Nauman was fed the puck at the right point. His shot through traffic rings off Dushenko's pads. Rolls out to the left point, shoveled in by Sapia off his backhand to Tofty in the far corner. He absorbs a check. Matioc tries to clear with authority, ends up giving the puck to Hodges. He'll skate it up the middle in a 2-on-2. Hodges lost the puck. He's angled to the to the near corner, I should say, by Mike Nauman. Absorbs a pretty heavy check there. Puck rolls to the far side, flipped back by Bowen to Brendan Jesse at the right point. And Jesse, in trying to work the puck back in deep, gives it away to Tyler Swift, setting up a 2-on-1. He shoots from close range. Pierce Dushenko up with a pretty big save there. Thwarting that Delaware odd man rush. A cannon from the right dot. And Ian Malone back the other way. Popped up in the atmosphere by Stephen Odgers. This puck rolls back toward him. Off the stick of Mark Bowen at the near half wall. And it's cleared out by Knox to center red, where Trevor Hunt picks up the biscuit again for the Stevenson Mustangs. Fresh legs coming on for the men in black. Brendan Jesse, Brandon Scholes the captain, making one of his first appearances of the game. And the Delaware entry to the Stevenson zone called back offside by linesman Adam Brock.
Delaware had a great scoring chance right there, James. The big defenseman Hodges from Stevenson got caught in deep on that rush, so they got stuck with a forward number of Jesse playing back, and he lost his edge and fell. Created that 2-on-1 for Delaware.
And that 2-on-1 for Delaware ultimately foiled by Pierce Dushenko, the British Columbian. Yes, down 1-0 in the early stages of this game. We're only 4 minutes in, but he's already made some key saves.
Yeah, that was a big save right there. To go down 2-0 in the first 4 minutes, that's pretty tough.
So Dushenko keeping this a 1-goal game. We're at the 4-minute mark now. Rodriguez shovels the puck ahead to Labrossi, who just beyond center red up the near boards, caroms it in behind the Stevenson goal. Swatted out by Dushenko, but Knox steps up, holds the right point. He shot from there, but it was blocked by a Brendan Jesse, keeping him high in the zone. Scholes works free, but gives it away to Rodriguez along the far wall. Rodriguez back to his blue line, leaves to Knox, advanced up the middle to Hooper. Hooper crossing to the right dots, drops it back to Labrossi, trailing the play. He's hassled by Fascini in the near corner. Puck sails back out to Knox, cross-ice pass. Chance from Rodriguez at the left point was blocked away in a congested slot. Hooper comes up with the rebound, works it back door. Shot from Connor Riley on the welcome mat. Denied by Pierce Dushenko. 4 minutes and 44 seconds gone here in the first period. Fresh legs on for both sides. Delaware up 1-0. And from the Matt Schoenfeld camera, a face-off to the right of Dushenko. The big guns back on for Delaware, as Raymore's in for the draw. He's bodied off the puck at the dot. Moran offering support, leaves it back to Marciniak at the left point. Thrown in off the glass. Puck lands on the back end of the cage. And with 15:07 to go in the first period, we've got a stoppage in play as a result of the puck laying motionless on the wrong side of the net for 3 seconds by rule. That gets blown dead.
James, it could be a long night for Dushenko if Stevenson keeps dropping 5 guys deep and the point men from Delaware get it through.
And they've certainly been known to do that. In the game between Stevenson and Delaware in November, these two teams combined for about 100 shots.
Wow.
So Dushenko, he can handle the workload, that's not a question. Ryan Johnson tried to put one on a tee for Moran net front, but he lost his footing and couldn't redirect it past. This is Josh Watterson up the right dots, back into the Delaware zone. He absorbs a heavy check from Marciniak right in front of the Blue Hens bench. Puck is loose in front. Odgers scrambles to cover it up with 14.5 minutes to go in the first period of play. His Hens up 1-0 over the Mustangs. Fresh legs on once again for both sides. And the face-off out to Odgers' left. Shots are 6-3 right now, Bob. Advantage Delaware.
Over the last couple minutes, Delaware's definitely been the faster of the two teams.
Well, when we were discussing this game pregame, we knew it was going to be a matter of speed versus physicality. Bergman and Malone with a few words for each other after the whistle, following a wrist shot from the far side, which ended up in Dushenko's glove. Linesman Adam Brock, sporting the full beard tonight. In to intervene. He'll have the drop of the puck between Mattiak and LeBlanc. LeBlanc steamrolls forward. He's tripped on his way to the far corner to play the puck on. And as such, the Delaware Blue Hens are going to their first Colonial Motors power play of the night.
That's what winning that draw did for LeBlanc. It put them back to chase him, And the center, now they call that where if the center ties the guy up a little bit, that makes it really tough.
So LeBlanc draws ultimately what was ruled a hooking penalty by John Patnod. The Delaware Blue Hens are on their first Colonial Motors power play of the night. Ryan Johnson right dot shot tipped up into the netting by Dushenko. Stevenson penalty assessed to number 71 Gary Madiock. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty 5 minutes and 44 seconds of the first period. Madiock 2 for hooking at 5:44.
I'd like to see Johnson get that shot off a little quicker with big goalie like Dushenko in there. He's going to stop that almost every time.
Moran's shot at the top of the left circle was blocked. Hooper gets the rebound left to Ryan Johnson at the near half wall. He's kept wide by Foschini. In low in the corner near side. Back to Johnson. LeBlanc's up high. Hooper in the middle. Top of the weak side circle is Shane Moran, who has to chase back to his own blue line to recover the puck. Stevenson was able to tip it out of harm's way. We're 6.5 minutes into the first period here at Fred Rust Arena. Delaware with a 1-0 lead over the Stevenson Mustangs. Ryan Johnson with the puck in the near corner just above the goal line, floated back to LeBlanc. Hard shot from 60 feet away, tipped up into the netting and out of play. So 56 seconds of the Madiock penalty have been killed off. While both teams change, Colonial Motors celebrating over 25 years in the automotive business here in the First State. There's 3 convenient locations in Smyrna, Townsend, and Dover. View their vast inventory of pre-owned cars fit for every purpose and budget at colonialmotorsinc.com. Stretch pass to Scholes, broken up at the top of the left circle of the Delaware zone as Marciniak rushes in and bodies him away. This is the second wave of the Delaware power play. At the near boards, Ben Bergman flips it back to Rodriguez. Tip back into Bergman, centering pass. Sapia denied on the doorstep. Looked like Dushenko got a little piece of that one. So a shot on goal for Sapia goes awry, and the Mustangs were once again able to clear. Puck stopped by Rodriguez behind his own goal. Advanced to Cal Raymore. Up the middle, he gets stonewalled just above his own blue line by Ian Malone. Bergman presses play back into the Stevenson zone. Ultimately takes himself out of the play over skating Bowen. Raymore takes it away from him before the zone is gained. He gives the puck right back. Raymore steals it from Kittelberger. Shot from the right dot was wide. Penalty has expired. So a strong PK from Stevenson, 2 good clears, and an interference call coming up as Sapia just got bludgeoned in front of the cage. Guarded by Pierce Dushenko, and the Delaware Blue Hens are right back on the Colonial Motors power play with Aaron Rovenholt ruled off for interference at 7:54.
Delaware only got one real good scoring chance on that, and that was with the second unit. Now the first unit's back out. I'd like to see them move the puck a little faster.
LeBlanc and Moran working the left side. LeBlanc the high man in this power play formation. It's a 1-3-1. Johnson right half wall. Hooper in the high slot. And Lowe, that lanky 6'3" forward, holding down the net front presence. Not very bulky, but he certainly can use his size and wingspan to his advantage to maintain that net front presence. Here he is battling for the puck at the near half wall. Hodges takes it away from him and rifles it 5'6" the length of the ice to take some time off the interference minor assessed Rovenholt. Stevenson penalty assessed to number 18, Aaron Rovenholt. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 54 seconds of the first period. Rovenholt 2 for interference at 7:54. Hooper with a chance from the mid-slot, denied by Dushenko. And a subsequent whistle sounded by John Patnod after Hodges and Moran get tied up in the far corner. And Hodges is going to come off for a cross-check.
That makes it pretty tough on them because they were doing a great job on Delaware.
They really were.
That, yeah, they had Delaware up, had to play high. They never really got control down low, which Stevenson really played aggressively, and Delaware got nothing.
Shot from Rodriguez up high, tipped aside. Back to Rodriguez it comes, 5-on-3 for the next 55 seconds. Bergman with the 10th Delaware shot of the game, couldn't connect from the near half wall, and the Mustangs clear. Stevenson penalty assist to number 25, Brian Hodges, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 8:47 in the first period. Hodges 2 for cross-checking at 8 minutes, 47 seconds of the first period. 30 seconds left of the two-man advantage. Marciniak flips the puck to Bergman, top of the right circle. Cross-ice pass high. Rodriguez's shot was blocked. He chases down his own rebound to the far corner. It rolls back behind the cage. Kittelberger's able to shovel it free. So Kittelberger, Burkhart, and Fashini come off. Scholes, Malone, and Watterson come on for Stevenson. Stretch pass to Raymore up the left wing boards. He comes, kept wide by the reaching Brandon Scholes. 52 seconds of 5-on-4 going on now. Hooper denied twice, once by Dushenko and once by a blocked shot. Delayed offside against Delaware. Everyone tags back up as Brock's arm comes back down. Josh Watterson winds up the near side. There is no icing as this Stevenson team is shorthanded for the next half minute. We're past the halfway point of the first period. Delaware looking to build on a 1-0 lead, but so far they've been kept fruitless on the man advantage by a very solid Stevenson defensive core. Shane Moran bobs and weaves up the neutral zone, crosses to the left dots. He gets around Rovenolt, circles behind the cage, backhands it to Johnson near half wall. Flipped back by Hooper to LeBlanc, a cannon from the point. Blocked 10 feet away from the cage. It looked like Aaron Rovenolt got a piece of it for Stevenson. Back it comes to LeBlanc again. Mustangs full strength. Ryan Johnson's hard shot from the right half wall. Kicked aside by Dushenko. Johnson flips it back to Moran behind the net. Moran out the right corner to Lowe behind the cage. He bats it up the near side. Puck caroms just above the corner, and Joe Kittelberger's got all the space in the world to fire that one clear. He comes off. A fresh D pair on now for the Stevenson Mustangs. And Kenny Burkhart and Trevor Hunt. Delaware returns the volley, taking this opportunity for a line change with 8.5 to go in the first period of play. And a 1-0 lead they still cannot build on. Tyler Swift's shot from between the circles 30 feet out was turned away by the outstretched left leg of Pierce Dushenko. The British Columbian with 12 saves on 13 shots so far this evening. Labrossi tracks down a loose puck, takes aim from the left dot, and Dushenko makes yet another save with 8:12 to go in the first period. James, by the official tally here at Fred Rust Arena, and it's 1-0 Delaware.
Delaware's going to, they got 3 straight power plays, and they didn't really do a lot with it. And that may be that long layoff, but the passing wasn't crisp. And the aggressiveness of Stevenson really helped out a lot. And they blocked a lot of Delaware shots.
They blocked at least a half dozen shots through those 3 power plays, and they were able to send the puck clear deep into the Delaware zone on at least 4 occasions. So that they only show a 78.3% penalty killing effectiveness, but they look much, much better than that here in the first period of today's game. Scholes with a hard shot right on the welcome mat. First one for Stevenson in a good few minutes. But Odgers comes up with the save and the freeze with 7:41 remaining in the first period.
That freeze that you said, James, that was key. He ate that up like a vacuum cleaner.
Well, you have to in that case because, we've talked about it with your Salesianum team, the trouble that Aiden Keekett, and he's turned into a fine goalie, the sophomore has. But if you follow Sally's hockey, where Keekett gets in trouble is rebound control.
Yeah, that's young goalies. That's something that's not easy to learn.
It's those second and third chance opportunities when you've got guys just swarming around the net. Those are the ones where goals are most easily given up.
And that on the power play, if you notice, James, Delaware really wasn't getting second shots.
No. And that speaks to Dushenko's prowess.
And I was going to predict this, that Delaware would be the next one rung up on to take a penalty.
I don't know if it's an even up call. I wouldn't think so, knowing Pat, Nod, and Kenny. They're both absolutely solid at the craft. And in any case, Paisley gets sent off for a slash. Hard shot from Scholes from the center point, denied by Odgers. Delaware penalty assessed to number 15, Dylan Paisley. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes, 45 seconds of the first period. Paisley 2 for slashing at 12:45. Scholes Fashini one-timer outside edge of the left circle, misses its target altogether. Puck kept in Stevenson, controlled by Joe Kittelberger. Flip back to Fashini at the top of the right circle. He missed the net by a comfortable margin for Steven Odgers. Scholes again outside of the left circle. Too much loft. He rings one off the glass. And this puck of its own volition rolls back deep into Stevenson territory. Enough time for some fresh legs on this Delaware penalty kill. Tofty swarms around the puck. He put forechecking pressure on Kittelberger and now on Mattiak at the far side. Mattiak up the middle to Fashini. He had space to split defenders. Reaching behind him, Eddie Martorella tied him up on his way into the cage. Devin Kenny says, "Nothing here, boys. Play on," as he outstretches his arms in the far corner. A 2-on-2 battle for the puck developed there in the near side. It's kicked back to Scholes. He's hassled mightily by Matt Tofty. Puck knocked loose by Watterson. Fed across ice. Mattiak with a cannon from center point, but his one-timer was tipped aside. Scholes with the rebound. Carries it back up high. Sets up a Fashini one-timer at the right dot. And Steven Odgers is going to cover this one up with 5:45 to go in the first period. And the Delaware Blue Hens leading the Stevenson Mustangs by a tally of 1-0.
You know what, James? Neither one of these goalies look like they have any winter layoff rust.
No!
Both have been playing really strong. I love the way Odgers is controlling the puck. Oh, and I just jinxed him.
Brian Hodges from all the way in Baltimore drills one from center point. This at 14-19, so it was a power play goal.
Did that look like it get tipped to you, James?
It might have, I don't know. We'll find out from the scorer's box momentarily. But in any case, it was made possible in large part by Brian Hodges. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it was him all the way. He's got 5 goals and 18 assists so far, or 8 assists so far this year. Indeed, it was redirected. The official ruling, Aaron Rovenolt had the tip net front to put Hodges' chance behind Steven Odgers, and Mark Bowen had the secondary assist on the equalizer for Stevenson.
That's when
at the 14-19 mark.
That's the kind of shot you want your young defenseman to learn how to do. That thing was nice and low and perfect to be tipped.
Face off at the near dot of the Delaware zone. Puck is batted loose. Delayed penalty coming up. It will be against Delaware. A high stick rolled against Green, it appears, or maybe Bergman. It's going to be Dylan Green. This at the 14:54 mark of period number 1. So back to the PK go the Blue Hens. Gary Mattiak waved out of the circle. And here goes another Stevenson power play after they strike with the man advantage at 14-19. Stevenson goal, his second of the season, scored by number 18, Aaron Rovenolt. Assisted by number 25, Brian Hodges, and number 10, Mark Bowen. Time of the power play goal, 14-19. in the first period. Rovenalt second from Hodges and Bowen at 14-19. And there's another one. Delaware penalty assessed to number 20, Dylan Green, 2 minutes for high sticking at 14:54.
James, you know, if you look at the difference between Stevenson's power play and Delaware's, they're both on the puck hard, but when Stevenson takes it over, they move the puck really well, where Delaware was holding the puck up, not making quick, sharp passes. Stevenson's up 2-1 just because of that.
2 power play goals, good puck movement, good
Great.
crisp passing, like is said. And here's the thing, too, it's fast.
Yeah.
They're beating Delaware at their own game in large part.
They get Delaware moving on the penalty kill, and that leaves guys open. And where Delaware wasn't getting guys moving, then basically either they were able to block the shot or Dushenko made, you know, a solid save. But he didn't have to make anything outrageous because Delaware just wasn't moving the puck fast enough.
So we'll get the word on this second Stevenson goal, and we'll get that to you here as play restarts with a center ice faceoff from a puck out of play. Stevenson goal, his 8th of the season, scored by number 13, Tom Foschini. Assisted by number 14, Josh Watterson, and number 71, Gary Mattiak. Time of the power play goal, 15:24. Foschini's 8th from Watterson and Mattiak at 15:24, a power play goal. 4:11 to go in this first period. Attacking zone draw for Delaware, looking to build back from a 2-1 deficit, as the penalty kill has not been kind to the Blue Hens today. 2 penalties, 2 power play goals against. Hens are going to have to stay out of the box if the trends are going to continue as they've been established here in the first period. LeBlanc streaks up the right wing boards, could not split defenders. Hodges did well to clog up the slot. Still he got a shot off just above the left dot, but it was turned back aside by Dushenko. Rebound controlled by Watterson, cleared to center, but right into the hands of Eddie Martorella. He waits for Moran to tag up before entering the zone. He shoots from the outside edge of the right circle. Moran puts in the rebound, and it's 2-2. Shane Moran off Marty's rebound. Deadlocks it at 2 aside. And we've got ourselves a brand new hockey game.
Well, 2 things on that, James. Dushenko kicked that rebound right out into the high slot. And then the other problem was none of the Stevenson's players turned around to see what was coming at their goal. They all had their back turned. Once it goes by them, it's next thing in the net.
They lost sight of the puck. They weren't paying attention to where the puck was, and ultimately it burned them, as you said. Moran had space. He was able to put the puck behind Dushenko off the rebound, and just like that, it's 2-2. You've got to be on your game all 60 minutes if you're going to play at this high of a level.
It was basically a 1-on-2 in front of the net, and they both turned around and faced their goalie. Moran just picked up the puck and said thanks.
And went top shelf. Boom. A Delaware goal, his 9th of the season, scored by number 28, Shane Moran. Assisted by number 24, Eddie Martorella. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 36 seconds of the first period. Moran's 9th from Martorella at 16:36. Offside against Delaware with 2:38 to go in the first period. Face-off coming just above the Stevenson zone, right in front of the Mustangs bench, manned by Mike Ergo. Sapia and Jesse take the draw. Jesse bats a rolling puck deep into Delaware territory, recovered by Tyler Swift. Play to his old D partner at Salesiana, Mike Nauman. Now shoveled ahead to Kyle Sapia via Tofty up the near side. Sapia crosses to the far wall. He was angled there by Jake Vance. Puck contested in behind the Stevenson goal. Kittleberger tries to muscle it out. Tofty holds his ground, tried to maintain the zone, but Scholes was able to chip it free into neutral ice. before Knox took it right back at his own blue line for Delaware. Left it for Sapia, and he'll carry the puck on through the middle into Stevenson territory once again. We're down to the final 2 minutes of the first period of play here at Fred Rust Arena. Stevenson and Delaware tied at 2. It was Shane Moran with the equalizer off the Eddie Martorella rebound. Shots are 16-9 in favor of Delaware as we enter the final 100 seconds of the first period. Brendan Jesse into a 1-on-2. Flips the puck back to Fashini across to Vance. He shoots from 20 feet away. Odger sprawls to freeze the puck, and we've got a break in the action with a minute and a half to go in the opening frame.
Delaware, to be effective, speed is important, but speed of mind is way more important. So Delaware has to get faster, not just with their feet, but their passing, their read and react, because they are clearly the faster of the two teams.
Except on the power play, which has been odd.
Again, it's that speed of mind on the power play.
And that's where Stevenson's had the edge. 2-on-1 for Delaware. Labrossi follows his own shot after being fed the puck by Riley, but Dushenko has the last word on that exchange. Down to the last 80 of the opening period of play. Labrossi chases the puck down to his own blue line, feeds to Hooper on to Connor Riley. He's angled outside the right dot by Hodges, ultimately lost the puck. Labrossi tries to support. He battles alongside Jacob Klamash-Kresge for it on the near wall. And we're down to the final 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. With Stevenson pinned in their zone, and now off the glass, Trevor Hunt clears the puck just above the Delaware blue line. Carried back in by Adrian Rodriguez up the far side. He ends up in the corner, bodied off the puck by Hodges. It's knocked loose and corralled by Josh Watterson for the Mustangs. Played on to Klamash-Kresge. He absorbs a check by Knox. Stevenson remains in their zone as we come to the final 35. Cleared out, but into the hands of Dylan Knox at the Delaware blue line. Shoveled ahead up the near side. Hunt turns, rifles it right back, but into the hands of Knox again. Headman pass up the middle of the neutral zone to Ben Bergman. Drop back to Riley. Shot from 25 feet between the circles. Missed the left post by a foot. Bergman gets it back. Madiok tips it into the crease, where his goalie, Pierce Dushenko, is able to cover up with 12.3 seconds to go in this opening period of play. But he's scrambling to keep this one tied up at 2. Madiok in for the draw in the near circle for Stevenson across from Devin LeBlanc. So this one of the first times that we truly see both top centers square off in the face-off circle. Puck left back to Martorella near side into low. Bergman, last chance effort from LeBlanc on the doorstep. He couldn't put stick on puck and get the right angle from right in front of the crease. And the horn sounds to bring us to the end of the first period. 20 minutes in the books. It's Delaware 2, Stevenson 2. You're watching Delaware Blue Hens Hockey on Delaware Hockey Night, streaming live at dehockeynight.com and brought to you by the DHN Media Group.
A strong first impression is crucial in today's fast-paced world. With decades of experience in print, digital, and broadcast media, the DHN Media Group is uniquely equipped to make your brand's first impression a memorable one. To learn about writing and editing services, web and graphic design, social media consultation, multimedia production, and more, visit www.dhnmediagroup.com. it's time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Welcome back to the Fred Rust Arena on the campus of the University of Delaware. James Witherite and Bob Thomas here with you tonight as through 20 minutes of play, the Delaware Blue Hens and the Stevenson Mustangs are tied at 2 apiece. And for Stevenson, the key to that second period was really a solid penalty kill and an even stronger power play as they got both of their first period goals with the man advantage.
Beautiful penalty kill. Like I said, I would love to see Delaware moving the puck faster to try to break that box. And in the one case, it was a 5-on-3, so that little triangle. But Stevenson never got out of sorts, blocked a lot of shots.
They certainly did block the shots, kept the kitchen pretty well congested the whole way. Offered great aid to Pierce Dushenko in that first period, who made 15 saves on 17 shots. Consequently, Delaware's Steven Odgers stopped 8 of 10 in that opening period.
Delaware still hasn't come out on the ice, so Coach Falkowski may still be giving them an earful.
If it were you, we'd be waiting until Monday for that second period.
Monday or Tuesday. I mean, Delaware didn't
Guilty
play
as charged, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll never deny that. I didn't.
Oh,
think
and we
Delaware
all remind
played,
you of it too, Bob.
I didn't think Delaware played bad. I just
No.
don't think they didn't take advantage of their skill set, the speed, their ability to pass, and so we're in a 2-2 tie because of it. So I like to see Delaware come out right from the get-go, put a lot of pressure on Stevenson, use that foot speed, but even more, get the passing game going. That'll open up a
no
lot.
faster way to move the puck than to move it from stick to stick, and if you can get them moving and generate those chances, you're a lot farther ahead for sure.
I've never seen a player that I've coached in all these years, skate faster than a puck can move. And anybody that carries the puck too much years back, I used to put them on the goal line and shoot the puck down to the other end. And even as slow as I shoot, they never even got close,
I mean, let's compare an Al McInnes slap shot to Kendall Coyne.
Yeah. No, it's that. Use your teammates. Use your teammates. Use the ice. You're playing on an Olympic surface. That is a speed team, passing team's dream come true.
It should be anyway.
Absolutely.
John Patnod working on the ice in the Stevenson crease. Looks like there's a little bit of an inconsistency with it, as a number of Stevenson players swarm around John Patnod as he works to get that light blue colored ice back to desired consistency. And we've got our shots on goal graphic for you if you're joining us on Delaware Hockey Night TV, since we're keeping track of the official stats here in the press box tonight. Bill Williams not with us here this evening. You'll see those shots on goal pop up as soon as they take place. Dushenko is satisfied with the condition of the ice that he's guarding, and off we go in the second period of play. Aaron Rovenold up the far boards, presses into Delaware territory, lost the puck, had to chase it down, did so, centered to Scholes. He can't get a quality shot off from the mid-slot, and Swift clears it back to the far side. Recovered by Scholes, he was fed the puck by Vance. It's tied up behind the cage. Scholes kept wide by Raymore out the other side, gives the puck away, and Moran's unable to clear the zone. Scholes protects, centered to Rovenold. He got tripped up in the slot, and here comes Moran. He sets up a 2-on-2 the other direction. Moran lost the puck, regained it at the top of the right circle. Cross slot pass to Cal Raymore. His shot from the top of the left circle rang off the back glass. Johnson comes down with the rebound. Flip to Rodriguez near point, thrown in from there. Moran dodged that flying puck, and it rolls back as far as the Delaware blue line. Scholes tries to corral it, but on the back check, the Floridian Adrian Rodriguez recovers for the Hens, fires it up the middle to Raymore. Raymore centers to Johnson, throws one net front, Moran can't finish on the welcome mat. Brandon Scholes recovers for Stevenson. He crosses inside the right dots, drop pass to Mattiok at the right half wall. Odgers got a piece of that puck, but it was off its line to begin with, so no shot on goal for the Mustangs. 85 seconds into this second period, and we are tied at 2 apiece. Rodriguez re-enters but leaves Moran in a 1-on-4 in the high slot. Mattiok counters 2-on-2. Mattiok shot covered up and frozen by Odgers to force a stoppage in play. A minute and 39 seconds into the second period.
James, it looks a little slow out there, and that might be because, it's been an unseasonably warm day today here. And the other thing is this ice is usually kept a little warmer than the typical hockey rink because of the figure skating.
Because of the figure skating that takes place here. The world-class figure skating, I should
Yes.
say. If you come in here during the mornings and afternoons, some of the athletes who train here are just incredible, aren't they, Bob? So, as you said, the unseasonably warm weather certainly a factor. Another shot came from the left point at Ian Malone. So the unseasonably warm weather a factor, and so too the fact that this ice is kept, like you said, a little bit warmer makes it a little bit softer, and thus the puck movement is a little bit slower. So while the space works to the advantage of the Delaware team, the softness of the ice tends to work to their detriment.
Yep, absolutely.
Malone, right side, shot from the bottom of the circle. Tipped wide by Odgers. Thrown back in from the left point by Watterson. He pursues the puck into the slot, but he's canceled out by LeBlanc between the circles. Flipped back to the left point, thrown in lazily by Kenny Burkhart. LeBlanc clears. There's no icing here. Lowe wins the race to the puck. Dushenko dives to get out of the cage and try to poke the puck on, but Lowe was able to handle it. Dushenko hustles back to the crease, and Delaware couldn't get a chance off in the 2.5 second window that availed them. Malone in the far corner of the Delaware zone. Tried to feed it across ice to Trevor Hunt, missed his man entirely, and this puck trails all the way back into Stevenson territory. And the Hens able to put enough forechecking pressure on, reclaim that attacking zone presence. Tofty flips the puck to Sapia, chasing to the near corner, but double teamed there by Candelena and Hunt. Thrown in by Tofty from the bottom of the left circle, comes right back to him. Second Delaware shot of the period, tipped away by Dushenko. Tofty again from the left half wall, sticked up in the air by Dushenko and out of play. 3 minutes and 38 seconds have gone by the wayside here in the second period. Both teams with a couple shots, neither able to connect.
It's, again, like a filling out period and be like the beginning of the game.
Like the beginning of the game all over again, almost, in that regard. Sapia swats the puck forward. Off the attacking zone draw. Paisley can't chase it down. Watterson shovels it up the near side for Stevenson back into Delaware territory. Marciniak in the near corner plays the carom shot around to the far side. Tofty scraps and punches the puck back to center, but right into the hands of Val Ramage at center for Stevenson, who advances play once again into the Delaware end of the ice. Zone cleared. Tofty challenges Jesse for the puck, but he can't march through. It comes back to Martorella behind his own net. Roll to the right side, played out by Tofty ahead to Sapia, but into a 2-on-4. Sapia beyond center, launches it in from neutral ice in front of the scorer's table. Pierce Dushenko freezes the puck. We're not going to call this a shot on goal, but Dushenko freezes to bring play to a halt with 15.5 minutes to go in the second period, and a 2-2 tie yet. Neither team able to break the deadlock here in the first 4.5 minutes of the second. Hodges under forechecking pressure from Hooper. Does work the puck away. Scholes was ruled offside by linesman Adam Brock. He couldn't keep skate contact long enough for a clean and legal entry.
You know, James, in the first 5 minutes of this period, we've barely seen a good, clean breakout. A lot of them are putting them on the boards, or the forecheck has been taking it out.
And I don't know if that's a matter of strong forechecking or a matter of just sloppy passing or what the case might be.
You got it.
Or in the case of Delaware, just not getting the legs back under them the way they can. I think it's a combination of all three, like you alluded to, Bob.
Yep, absolutely. There was a good clean break
Vance
out there.
carries the puck up to center, is met at the center stripe by the body of Mike Nauman and can't go any farther past center red. Puck ends up back in the Stevenson zone, and they're guilty of an icing at the 5-minute and 20-second mark of the second period of play.
That was a nice by Dushenko. Not bad.
Kid's good. What'd I tell you?
Very good.
He, in large part, is the reason this is a 2-2 game.
Well, his numbers.
Johnson
don't really
had a great chance at the left dot. He just couldn't handle the puck. Rodriguez with a cannon from the left point, blocked. He gets it back. Flip to Ryan Johnson near side. In down low to Raymore. Raymore back to Rodriguez. Lots of traffic in front of the Stevenson goal. Across to Moran through the slot, batted away and out of the zone by Brian Hodges, who took some heat out of an intensely hot kitchen. An intensifyingly hot kitchen, I should say. Find the words, James.
Well, that all came from great passing with Delaware.
It really
right there.
did. I mean, I think that's the best we've seen them move the puck around the zone. They forced Stevenson to move east-west. They forced Dushenko to move east-west. Just couldn't get the shots.
You know, James, I like to see teams where the guys don't have the, unless they're wide open and they're moving up, but no more than 3 seconds. If you watch any high-quality, high-level teams, it's on and off their stick all the way up and down the ice. So I have a rule.
Boom, boom, boom,
3
boom,
seconds.
boom, boom, boom.
Yep. We
it's
do
like
3-second
watching
drills.
Table tennis. That's how fast they move. Marciniak fed the puck by LeBlanc after a Stevenson icing. Moved play back into the Delaware zone. Marciniak's shot was deflected up into the air. We'll call it a shot on goal. Dushenko did have to move on that one, so the fourth Delaware shot on goal for the period. Back at the Delaware end, Ian Malone absorbs a check from Bergman at the half wall, lost the puck. Hodges throws it back in from long range, stick by Odgers away to Martirella. Cross ice pass at the Delaware blue line, Benny Bergman walks it in. He dekes past a defender, shot from 30 feet, knocked offline by the stick of Tom Fascini and into the near corner. LeBlanc leaves it to Bergman. Centered up high, low, can't finish from 40 feet. Taking the puck away from him was Hodges. He muscles his way to center. Dumps it in from long range. No icing, says Adam Brock. And on we go with fresh legs on for the Mustangs. The stick of Devin LeBlanc controlling the puck. He fires it ahead to Eddie Martirella. Two-way defenseman had one of 8 goals for Delaware last night in their rout of Georgetown, which saw 8 different Delaware skaters score goals. Adam Brock almost got his head taken off by Ryan Lowe as his clearing attempt from deep in the Delaware zone ends up ringing off the glass of the Stevenson bench and out of play.
That was close, really close.
I'd imagine Adam's heart rate's up around 300 right now after that one.
You could tell by his facial expression.
Poor guy.
It wasn't real good.
Speaking of young officiating talent, Adam and Devin Kenny, who's one of our 2 referees tonight, both fine young officials we see a lot in the Mid-Atlantic. Devin in pharmacy school, Adam finishing up his undergrad studies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And last night, Casey Robinson lined the game against Georgetown. He's just 19 and a sophomore at Rowan. So we've got a ton of great young officiating talent in the region.
That's amazing.
It really, really is. They work high-level junior games, ACHA games. It's incredible. We see great talent on the ice from both teams, and even the quartet in stripes, too.
They've played a real good game.
When you see Kenny and Patnaud on the sheet, you never complained, and then you get Adam Brock and Walter Lawrence, and there's a 10 coming too. Stevenson's Val Ramage is going to feel a lot of shame.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing when you get beat and you take the guys down.
And an extra 10 on top of it.
You're not going to win that battle ever. So he'll get to sit for a good 12 minutes and think about it.
You sit for 2 minutes alone.
Yep.
You feel shame.
And a matter of fact,
but then Val Ramage does not get free.
No. And you know what? You don't even get to sit by yourself. They got to have one of your teammates serve the 2 minutes for you, which I'm sure he's grateful for.
I don't know how much of the shame there is, though. Shane Moran up the left wing boards back into Stevenson territory. Rolls the puck around behind the cage to the far side. Flip back to LeBlanc at the right point. Batted away from his reach, chased down by Malone. LeBlanc tries to lay a hip check on him. Up the right side of the goal line. It's brought in by Malone. He's denied by Odgers. Shot off the post from right in front of the Stevenson cage, and the Mustangs clear here. Stevenson penalty assessed to number 17, Val Ramage. 2 minutes for hooking, plus a 10-minute misconduct at 8 minutes and 34 seconds of the second period. Ramage, 2 for hooking and a 10-minute misconduct at 8:34. And the Delaware Blue Hens strike on the Colonial Motors power play. Who was it on the wraparound there, Bob?
Looked like LeBlanc.
Devin LeBlanc with his 10th of the season. Should indeed that be the case, and the Delaware Blue Hens are back on top. The wraparound to the right corner gives the Hens a 3-2 lead. Particulars to come from downstairs. Here we think it was LeBlanc. We'll get confirmation. With Bill out tonight, I've had to man double duty. Riley with a chance from the mid slot. Dushenko robs him.
If that was LeBlanc, that was a nice goal.
Even if it wasn't LeBlanc, it was a nice goal.
Yeah, he showed why he's not a defenseman with that hip check that he threw down here and missed, swinging and missed. But he shows why he's one heck of a great forward.
He has skill, he has speed, he's got a wicked shot. We're past the halfway point of the game with Delaware up 3-2. A Delaware goal! His 10th of the season! Scored by number 17, Devin LeBlanc! Assisted by number 27, Ryan Johnson, and number 28, Shane Moran. Time of the goal, 9:24. LeBlanc's 10th of the season from Johnson and Moran at 9:24 in the second period. So the 10-minute misconduct started at 9:24. Thus Ramage is out with 36 seconds and a whistle. Moran shot from the left dot, blocked off its intended line, held in by Riley. Back it comes to Moran, net front, poke checked out of his reach by Pierce Dushenko and deflected into the netting. Guarding the near stands from the ice surface here at Fred Rust Arena.
Looks like Stevenson's coach isn't real happy with somebody. It looks like...
Who's Mike Ergo peering down at?
I don't know, but he caught an earful.
Hens control the attacking zone draw. Puck flipped back to Martirella, center point. His shot from 60 feet away was blocked by Mark Bowen. Gary Mattiok lunges to keep the puck in the neutral zone while Bowen was tagging up. Lost his footing in doing so, and now Mattiok, regaining his steps, backhands the puck into the Delaware end, but right into the hands of Eddie Martirella. 8:20 to go here in the second period. Delaware with a 3-2 lead. Thanks to LeBlanc's wraparound. Shades of Jerry Domish there as Eddie Martirella storms the slot, throws a shot on net, and it's covered up by Pierce Dashenko as you can hear the Stevenson coaching staff yelling back check at the top of their lungs. That's something Jerry would do.
Yeah.
Heck, Bob, that's something you would do.
Exactly.
Mattiok ruled out of the face-off circle after he tapped Raymore with the stick. Patnod says, come on, guys. Malone in to take the draw across from Raymore. Raymore won it for Delaware, played across to Moran at the half boards. Taken away from him, holding that right point, is Eddie Martirella. Martirella overpowered by Mattiok, a 2-on-1 for Stevenson. Shot from Malone rang off the pads of Odgers. Rebound was contested, and now Marciniak's able to work it free. Across to his D partner, Eddie Martirella, coming in up the right side. Center to Cal Raymore, across to Moran. Backhander on the doorstep. The last word goes to Pierce Dashenko, who hangs on to that puck with 7:41 to go in the second period. Delaware's 26th shot on net tonight.
Definitely
handled well by the British Columbian.
He made a nice save because that was nice tic-tac-toe by play Delaware.
Good puck movement. The Hens are getting stronger in that regard as the game goes on. Credit absolutely where due, but LeBlanc in winning the attacking zone face-off to Dashenko's right ends up losing the zone trying to work that puck to the perimeter of the Stevenson end, and ultimately this will be called dead due to a high stick on the puck by the Mustangs. We're left with a center ice face-off with 7.5 minutes to go in the second. LeBlanc and Jesse. LeBlanc gives the puck away to Brandon Scholes. He's got space to walk into the Delaware zone. Drop pass to Vance. Shot at the top of the left circle, misses the cage. Bounces back to the path of Benny Bergman, who can't clear. Rovenold holds the right point. Thrown in from up high, batted by Green to the near corner. He and Brandon Scholes converge on the vulcanized rubber. And to Brendan Jesse behind the net. Flip back to Vance. He's angled to the far half wall by Ryan Lowe. A hip check from Lowe removes Vance from the puck. Zone barely held by Hodges at the left point, but here come the Hens back on the offensive. Bergman was stonewalled at the Stevenson blue line near side. Green couldn't enter either. Vance up the middle. Counters for Stevenson, dumped the puck in behind the cage. Scholes couldn't chase it down. Tyler Swift stayed right with him. Bergman ices the puck on the subsequent breakout. No, he doesn't. Walter Lawrence says no icing here after Brock initiated. Watterson bodied off the puck near side by Sapia as he tried to bulldoze his way back into Delaware territory. Sapia's got space to work it in the other way. Centering pass, Bergman. No dice for number 14 in Delaware white and blue as again Pierce Dashenko comes up with a key save.
That was an amazing save. That really did keep them into a 3-2 game. Delaware's moving the puck much better, and you can tell by the possession in their zone versus what Stevenson's doing in the Delaware zone. Stevenson's like one and done every time.
Foot race into the Delaware end, no icing as Candelena gets to the puck, but pays for it. Knox lays a heavy hip check on him behind the cage after Watterson's breakout was a little too hard. Tofty back the other direction, hassled by Kittleberger on his way into the Stevenson end. We're down to the final 6 minutes of the second period. Puck skitters to the near side just inside the Stevenson blue line, and it's picked up cleanly by Tom Foschini. Delayed penalty coming up against Delaware. And now Patnod sounds the whistle. Sappi is going to go for a cross check. Not where Delaware wants to be. Not even a little bit, Bob.
No, because Stevenson's 2 for 2 right now.
They're 2 for 2 on the power play, and what was that from Kyle Sapia? An offensive zone penalty.
Tough one. Never want to see that, especially when you're up
by a fairly tenuous lead. It's not a strong 3-2 lead by any stretch of the imagination. Hens start well on the PK, forcing play back into the Stevenson zone. Delaware penalty assist to number 5, Kyle Sapia. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 14:18. Sapia 2 for cross-checking at 14:18 in the second period. Hodges leaves it to Jesse just above the Stevenson blue line. Advance in the path of Malone, taken away by Raymore. Knox, Rodriguez, and Lowe are the other 3 Delaware penalty killers. Malone waits for Rovenolt and Jesse to tag up. They do. Rovenolt in front of the scorer's table, backhands it ahead to Malone. Into the Delaware zone he comes, but he's kept in front of the Stevenson bench by Ryan Lowe. He dumps the puck in behind. Brendan Jesse hassled in the near corner, flips the puck to Bowen. Back up high it goes to Hodges. Thrown in from long range. He misses from 60 feet away, rings the puck off the glass. Rebound tracked down by Dylan Knox. And Cal Raymore has got time and space to chase this one down. He and Dushenko vie for the puck in the far corner. The British Columbia netminder able to get to it for the Mustangs. Raymore keeps the forechecking pressure on. He bothers Hodges, but he was able to connect with Josh Watterson on that long outlet pass up the near side. Watterson drops to Mattiak. Shot from the right point, missed its line, tipped by the toe of Odgers in behind the cage, recovered by Bowen. Mark Bowen brings it out the right side, high in the zone. He's pressed by Tofty into the neutral ice. So Mattiak, Watterson, and Rovenolt all have to tag up. Now they do so, and the re-entry of the Delaware zone is clean. 4 minutes to go here in the second period. 15 seconds left on the Sapia penalty, and Delaware's got a 3-2 lead over the Stevenson Mustangs, who to this point were 2 for 2 on the power play. But my oh my, have they had their hands full this third go-round. Joe Kittelberger, top of the right circle. Puck taken away from him by Tofty. Penalty has expired. There's no icing as Hooper chases it down. Centers to Tofty from the right corner. He's unable to connect on the doorstep there. You were saying, Bob, about the PK.
Oh, much better. The position, they never let Stevenson get set up at all. Not one good scoring chance during that whole
3-on-2 headed by Brandon Scholes. Drop pass intended for Watterson, sailed past him, and Shane Moran brings it back in the other direction. Centering pass mishandled by Labrossi in the slot as we come down to the final 3 minutes of the second frame. A 3-2 lead for the Delaware Blue Hens. That lead given to them by Devin LeBlanc's wraparound on the power play at 9:24. Foschini lofts the puck into the rafters with 2:55 to go here in the second period. So we'll have a stoppage and play, a center ice face-off coming up, and fresh legs on for both sides. A special thank you to the University of Delaware Hockey Alumni Association for their generous support of Delaware Hockey Night. We couldn't do it without the Alumni Association. Pay them a visit at the University of Delaware Hockey website, UDEL Hockey. Go to the Division I page from there, and you can find the Alumni Association section under that heading.
You know, James, with Delaware speed, I'd love to see them, the forwards. The D is doing a fine job with it, but the forwards with their own line mates, they've had multiple opportunities to get a good headman pass off to get the guy freed up. Even on the penalty kill, they had Paisley, I believe it was breaking down that left side. If they'd have looked up, he was wide open, could have gone in on a breakaway.
2.5 minutes to go, attacking zone draw for Delaware, but they've got to work to maintain the puck, and they ultimately lose it. Candelena up the middle, drops it back to Watterson. Advance now up the left side to Jacob Planosh-Kresge. But back behind the cage, Watterson puts one on a tee. Hodges' hard shot from center point rings off the pads of Odgers, and the Hens are able to pick off the rebound. Swift breaks out to Riley at center red. He shovels it forward up the middle to Larry Hooper. Slapper bobbled by Dushenko. He stops the puck. He freezes as Bobby Labrossi came charging in up the other side, but he couldn't get there in time to put the rebound away, Bob.
Ate it up again, didn't he? There's the case, though, where you got a head man pass. He makes it. They get a great scoring opportunity.
And it was a good scoring opportunity, but again, when you run into the likes of Pierce Dushenko, that just makes it all the tougher. He's got 25 saves on 28 shots so far, and a lot of those saves that he's made have just been absolutely spectacular.
That post-to-post earlier in this period, that's why it's not 4-2 right now.
Little bit of confusion on the Stevenson line change and a false start on the face-off. Stevenson coaching staff getting the explanation from John Patnod on the false start on the face-off, and it didn't feel like a particularly controversial edict from Patnod. But now on we go with 2 minutes to go in the second period. Rodriguez tried to line one up from the right point. Shot blocked by a Candelena, who followed up with a chance of his own, but he was wide of the net, guarded by Steven Odgers in that attempt. Kittelberger lost the puck up neutral ice. Ahead to Mark Bowen, who gloves it down at the Delaware blue line, but Bergman takes it away. Bergman dipsy-doodles his way through neutral zone traffic. Drop pass at the top of the right circle, and Devin LeBlanc, but he was challenged by Malone, who came away with the puck delayed offside. And now Mark Bowen, much to his dismay, is forced to tag up, and that gives Rodriguez a free pass at the puck for the Hens. This is Devin LeBlanc taking aim from the top of the left circle. Dushenko stops him. 70 seconds to go here in the second period. And Devin Kenny signals a rough. The guilty party is going to be Bergman. This at 18:55 in the second period for those of you keeping score at home. Another offensive zone penalty for Delaware.
Yep.
They're only up by one. Can't afford to take those.
No, and the penalty kill did a great job last time, but you don't have to go to the well.
No, not at all. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Delaware penalty assessed to number 14, Ben Bergman. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes, 55 seconds of the second period. Bergman 2 for roughing at 18:55. Hens were able to clear after that initial shot on the penalty kill. Watterson will work the puck out of his own zone. Up the middle, he's got space, but he's angled to the left by Ryan Johnson. Martorella puts the pressure on him in the far corner. Drop back to Scholes. Cross-ice pass intended for Gary Mattiok. Picked clean in the slot by Raymore. He winds up and clears down to the last 20 seconds of the second period. Kittelberger under forechecking pressure from Johnson. Can't get the puck out of the zone. Martorella scrapping alongside at the half wall. Held in high by Raymore. Johnson tries to take it away from Fashini. A gratuitous cross-check into Johnson's numbers. Raymore maintains the puck. He's bodied by Fashini into the corner boards. Adam Brock has to back Fashini away, as Raymore has a few words for him at the conclusion of the second period and through 40 minutes. It is 3-2 Delaware. You're watching and listening to Delaware Hockey Night at DEHockeyNight.com, and it's all brought to you by the DHN Media Group.
A strong first impression is crucial in today's fast-paced world. With decades of experience in print, digital, and broadcast media, the DHN Media Group is uniquely equipped to make your brand's first impression a memorable one. To learn about writing and editing services, web and graphic design, social media consultation, multimedia production, and more, visit www.dhnmediagroup.com. It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night. We're live from the Fred Rust Arena, where your Delaware Blue Hens are making their way back on to this Olympic sheet of ice at Fred Rust Arena. James Witherite and Bob Thomas joining you for this Saturday rivalry night here in the First State. Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Hockey rivals Delaware and Stevenson battling tooth and nail here this evening. And through 40 minutes, Delaware has been able to edge to a 3-2 lead, but it's mighty, mighty tenuous, Bob.
We still have half of a penalty to kill off. But I think the difference in that period was Delaware just kept them pinned in a lot, and hence they only had 7 shots on, and none of them were real high-quality shots.
No.
So it was a much better period for Delaware, and honestly, Dushenko was the difference in it being a 3-2 game versus a 5-2 game.
I can't think of enough good things to say about the British Columbian Pierce Dushenko. Just a solid netminder. Played the equivalent of Tier 3 juniors in his native province before coming to Stevenson. And
I mean,
he's been the cornerstone for these guys.
Really, I mean, when you look at his numbers, it's not many times when you see a goalie with a 4.36 goals against and his save percentage at .884, and you say, this is one of the strongest players, if not the strongest player on the team. So
we've talked a lot at 1, 2, 2:30 in the morning on game nights, Bob, and one of the topics that recurs in our discussions off air is how the score is not always indicative of the actual quality of play of a given team.
Right, that's the truth.
As you mentioned, 55 seconds left on the Bergman penalty to start the third period for Delaware, and the Stevenson Mustangs are working from right to left on the attack. This is Foschini stopping at the left point into a 1-on-3, fires it across ice, puck ricochets off the far boards, mishandled by Kittelberger, fed back to Mattiok at the right point. Sappi is going to stay high on him. Martorella, Tofty, and Marciniak working down low. Kittelberger's shot from center point was blocked. Headman to Sapia up the other way. He lost the puck momentarily. Kittelberger comes in to challenge him from an angle. Dushenko makes the save, drops the puck, play goes on. Returning the favor was Mattiok. From the far half wall for Stevenson, Odgers denies him the pleasure of the equalizer, and Bergman is back on. Dushenko vacated the crease to play the puck, so there's no icing, as indicated by linesman Adam Brock. Aaron Rovenolt flips the puck ahead to Bowen, but he's stood up at the Delaware blue line, low, backhands it the other direction to Bergman in a 1-on-1. Bergman gets past the defender, but lost the puck, trailing him, low, offering good support, got a shot on, but Dushenko comes up with another key save. A textbook stop by Dushenko that time, but just as effective, keeping it a 3-2 contest. Puck contested behind the Delaware net. Malone overskates it. It's loose, remaining for Tyler Swift to shovel the puck free. He gets it to Lowe at the top of the near circle, bothered by Jesse. Advance further to Devin LeBlanc. Here's a 2-on-2 for Delaware. LeBlanc angles to the left dot, takes aim from there, but his shot is stick-checked up into the atmosphere and into the netting over the near corner of the Stevenson zone with 18:08 to go in regulation. Delaware nursing a 3-2 lead. They got 2 shots on goal in the first minute and 52 seconds of the period. And they've got an attacking zone face-off coming up as the second line comes on. Not a particularly long shift. About right. 50 seconds to a minute, I'd say, after the PK unit held down the first minute of play. 1-on-1 for Stevenson. Shot from Ramage at the far dot. Batted away by Odgers, subsequently cleared by Rodriguez. He is guilty of an icing with 17:48 to go.
You know, James, we talked about this at the start of the second period about the ice looking slow, and it's the same thing again. It's sort of like if you've ever played on a surface after it's been freshly cut or on a pond when the top layer starts to melt.
Yeah, it's still a little bit
puck
wet.
Drags. Yeah, you can see the spots out on the ice, and just the speed of the puck moving on passes, just slower, like that right there.
Sometimes it'll hit a little bit of a pond where it's still liquid, like right inside the Stevenson blue line. You can, from our vantage point, see the reflection of those fluorescent lights right in a little puddle there, and the puck will just almost stop.
Yeah, it's funny. But it'll get better as the period goes on a little bit because the ice will set up.
Around 7 minutes in the period, it'll be at its fastest. Shane Moran behind the net. Hassled by Watterson and Foschini. Flips it to Johnson in the far corner. Burkhart lines up, a shoulder check on him. They get tangled up just above the goal line. Moran through the legs, backdoor pass, trying to hit Raymore net front, but he's checked off his path by Val Ramage, and the Mustangs again clear. Knox backhands the puck behind his own goal off the end boards to Rodriguez, on ahead to Moran. Kittelberger stands him up at the Stevenson blue line. Val Ramage, clad in Stevenson black, recovers the puck. Here come the Mustangs. No, they don't. Puck worked back in by Raymore, waiting for Johnson to tag up, but he gives it away at the Stevenson blue line to Vance. Hard shot from long range off the stick of Jake Vance, rings off the glass. You heard the panes rattle behind Steven Odgers at the 3.5 minute mark here in the third period. Delaware with a 3-2 lead over Stevenson. Kittelberger working together with Hunt. Back in the zone, Hunt's breakout pass intercepted by Tofty. He works at net front to Paisley, swarming in. Shot denied by Dushenko, not once but twice. This is Joe Kittelberger up the left wing boards. He can't clear the zone. Tofty holds the point. Fires it across ice. Puck bounces off the far wall. Paisley can't track it down before Jake Vance presses play up the far dashers as far as the Delaware blue line. Walked in by Scholes. There's the equalizer. Brandon Scholes all alone on the doorstep. Ties it up at 3 with 15:41 to go in regulation.
You know, I know Paisley feels really bad about that as he was backing up, but again, it's that puck looked like it just hit something there and like a little bit of water there and just stopped, and he lost it.
And then Scholes was just able to pick it up from there, and he gets his 8th of the season, and it ties this game at 3. Into Mattiak. Odgers denies him.
Stevenson's looks like they got a little bit of spring and life in their legs right now after that third goal to tie it up.
Absolutely, and they pounce off the following draw. And here they go with an attacking zone face-off. Mattiak leaves it to his far right. Shot from the far wall, and Bowen missed its target altogether. Stevenson goal, his 8th of the season, scored by number 72, Brandon Scholes. An unassisted goal at 4 minutes, 19 seconds of the third period. Scholes unassisted for his 8th of the season at 4:19. Puck lands behind the Stevenson goal, cleared out by Malone up the far side. Batted on by Hodges as far as the Delaware blue line, volley returned by Nauman. Hodges made a play for the puck at his own blue line, so no icing against Delaware. And now Mark Bowen carries into a 1-on-2. Nauman tries to tie him up in the slot and comes away with the puck, Mike Nauman does. It's batted back over the center logo. It rolls to a near halt where Malone is able to pick it up, and that ice is dried, Bob. 5.5 minutes into the third period. Scholes tied it up. We're 3-3 as we near the 6-minute mark of the closing period of regulation. Val Ramage at the left point. Gives it away to Swift deep in the Delaware zone. D-to-D pass to Nauman at the left side. Swift tripped over the goal line. It'll get you every time there, Tyler. Back to Nauman again, out of the zone. Cross ice pass bounces off LeBlanc's stick. Kittelberger tracks down that puck, rifles it in deep behind the Delaware goal. We've hit that 6-minute mark, and it's 3-3. Stevenson and Delaware deadlocked again. Ramage tries to line up a breakout pass. Lowe was offside when Bergman walked it back into the Stevenson end, so we've got a stoppage in play with 13:46 to go in regulation.
Delaware, it'd be nice to see if they, how they react to that third goal. You don't want them to start forcing passes and things, but you want them to move quick and get pepper on this goaltender, because you're not going to score too easy on him if you just one and done.
Long range shot from Knox over the blue line right into Dushenko's breadbasket. He makes the textbook save with 13:41 remaining. Draw comes out to Dushenko's left, so at least the zone is gained for Delaware. LeBlanc will face off across from Val Ramage as Watterson is waved out of the circle. Puck hotly contested off the draw, pressed out of the Stevenson zone, and now Watterson will carry it into the Delaware end up the right wing boards. He dumps it behind the cage. Dylan Knox is able to chase it down, backhands it up the far side. Ben Bergman can't work it on through. It's held in deep. And a 2-on-1 battle, now a 2-on-2 battle for the puck develops just above the far corner boards. Delaware's Devin LeBlanc is able to extract it. Left back to Knox deep in his own zone. Advance up the middle, sticked up into the air by Val Ramage, but over the blue line anyway. Knox hauled back in by Ramage. He gets past 1-2 defenders, but he's angled to the near wall by the stick of Ryan Lowe, reaching to direct Ramage to the near side. Tie up for the puck in the near corner. Rodriguez takes a tumble. He alongside Jacob Klamash-Kresge. Puck is loose, rolled through the top of the crease. Hodges, hard shot from the top of the left circle, misses to the right side. Vance controls the rebound. LeBlanc lays a shoulder in on him at the corner, separates him from the puck. Adrian Rodriguez able to work it free for Delaware to fellow Floridian Ben Bergman. Over the center logo, it's taken away and sent back the other direction by Brian Hodges. We're coming to the 8-minute mark of the third period. Stevenson and Delaware deadlocked at 3 aside. Watterson advances to Scholes out of his own zone. Cross ice pass hits the stick of Brendan Jesse. Nice clean tape-to-tape advance there. But he's checked off the puck just inside the Delaware line. Raymore chases the vulcanized rubber down near side. Leaves it back to Martorella. Back it comes in the direction of Raymore from Marciniak, but Scholes was able to intercept that pass. Jesse tried to work it in from the left dot, stripped by Marciniak, and now Ryan Johnson escapes the Delaware zone with a cross-ice feed to Shane Moran, a 2-on-2. Moran's shot from the near half wall blocked away by Joe Kittelberger, and we've got a puck in the rafters off the stick of Brandon Scholes, giving us a stoppage in play with 11:38 to go.
James, the last 2 offensive possessions by Stevenson's, that was created by Delaware their own self. You're 2 or 3 feet away from getting that puck out of the zone, you got to get it out. And Stevenson stopped that, and again, Delaware's over stick handling it too much.
Clean tape-to-tape crisp passes are what moves the puck better than anything. Martorella at the right point across to Marciniak. He rolls this puck in behind the cage. Raymore under pressure. Can't keep the puck moving in Delaware's favor as Aaron Rovenholt lays a heavy shoulder check on him in the far corner, and now Vance is able to work free for the Mustangs. Scholes maintains skate contact with the blue line to work that puck in. His shot from 64 feet was waffle-boarded by Odgers to the near side. Rebound controlled by Vance. He tried to put one on a tee for Mattiok. He's denied by Odgers. It bounced to the top of the crease, and there was Shane Moran to recover for Delaware as Odgers was out of position to make any secondary saves. Moran, looming backdoor, flip to Mike Nauman, a slap shot from the right point. Misses the cage entirely, bounces back to Green at the left half wall. Dumped in behind. Battle for the puck directly behind the Stevenson goal, and it's getting a little bit heated in there. Burkhart and Moran. Fashini, and who is that for Delaware? The linesmen have to intervene. More than enough extracurricular activity going on in the Stevenson zone. Neither team really willing to give anything at this point.
You think both these teams want this game really bad?
For Delaware, it's a matter of pride. For Stevenson, it's just proof of how this program's grown.
Well, like I said, it's a really tight game. Goaltending had a bit to do with it for Stevenson for sure. But right now, Delaware's got to get back to what they were doing in the second period, really pressing Stevenson. And that play right there, all 5 of the Stevenson's guys were dropped low, and that's why Nauman had a great scoring chance from the point. Just got to get a little bit more on net.
While the officials discuss what they observed, we'll look at our upcoming schedule. Tomorrow, January 12th, these Delaware Division II Blue Hens head to Philadelphia to take on Drexel. Airtime 6:45. We'll have it all for you on Delaware Hockey Night TV and DHN Radio. And then on Monday, January 13th, an Intercounty Scholastic Hockey League doubleheader brought to you on DHN Radio only. Action from the Patriot Ice Center starting at 6:30 p.m. Full broadcast schedule available at dehockeynight.com. The door of the Stevenson and Delaware penalty boxes have both been opened. And it looks like there will be a reduction in manpower as a result of the dust-up in the far corner at 9:27.
I believe I'm not sure where this draw is going to be either, James. It looked like the Stevenson player had it under his leg.
I think it's going to be even.
Inside. It should be inside for Delaware.
If it's even, it should stay where it is.
Yeah.
And the puck is to the right of Dushenko, so we can surmise it would be there. Fashini's coming off, so is Burkhart.
Well, they took all 4 of them.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised in the least.
Well, they definitely want to keep control of this game.
And that's just a matter of keeping the temperature under control. There was nothing really egregious that happened in that altercation, but just to keep a lid on things, this is the right move.
Smart thing to do.
This is good game management by Devin Kenny and John Patnod for sure.
Let them calm down a little bit, cool off. The most important thing now is Delaware's got to push for a goal here. There's only 10:33 left.
But they're going to have to do it without Bergman and also without Moran. We'll get the whole story for you momentarily. We are 5-on-5. So more than coincidental minors ordinarily would dictate. Tofty couldn't finish on the doorstep. Puck cleared out by the Mustangs. We got a whole bunch of roughing minors, Bob.
Not surprisingly.
Bowen angled wide on the wraparound attempt by Paisley. Feeds to Hodges, top of the zone. Here comes Dylan Paisley on a breakaway. He walks it in, back, and poked away by Dushenko. It's loose, and Dushenko covers it up. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow, Bob.
Paisley just got himself a little too close to that big goaltender, and he just
lost the angle, and then when Dushenko lost his footing, Tofty couldn't get there either.
It was a nice poke check by Dushenko.
Yes, it was. This is why he's one of the stronger goalies we've seen on this circuit. 32 saves for the young man from BC. Puck out of play. Stevenson penalties assessed to number 5, Ken Burkhart, and 13, Tom Fashini. 2 minutes each for roughing. Delaware penalties assessed to number 16, Cal Raymore, and number 28, Shane Moran. 2 each for roughing. All of these at 9:27. Burkhart, Fashini, Raymore, and Moran. 2 minutes each for roughing, all at 9:27.
You know, James, when a goaltender's this hot, sometimes they'll get into the player's head and they'll end up on a situation like that for Paisley. He just ends up stick handling.
Trying to jam one in the Delaware net was Dylan Candelena, but Odgers denied him twice. There's a long-range shot that came in from the right wing boards. Odgers with the stick save there, and this puck trickles all the way back to the Stevenson blue line, recovered by Joe Kittelberger. Advanced to Watterson, bounced off his stick at center red. Ramage tries to walk it in to the Delaware zone. He was ruled offside, couldn't play the puck on while challenged by Riley, who recovers. Advanced to Hooper up the near side. Into the Stevenson zone he comes. Hooper tried to flip one up in the air into the path of Rodriguez, but it was gloved down. Ramage has time and space up the left side. He's angled off the puck by a diving Eddie Martorella. Or rather, the puck was taken out of his reach. 8:16 to go. Penalty coming up. As Odgers freezes, it will be a rough. Who was the culprit? Rodriguez getting the explanation, or rather Bergman getting the explanation, and it's going to be against Delaware as Adam Brock opens the penalty box door, and Eddie Martorella is going to take a seat and feel shame.
That was a tough one. Just battling for that corner possession
and then just cross the line.
Yeah.
So said Devin Kenny. Definitely not one you want to take with a tie game, 8:15 to go, and two of Stevenson's 3 goals coming with the man advantage. Delaware penalty assessed to number 24, Eddie Martorella. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 11:45 in the third period. Martorella 2 for roughing at 11:45. So the Hens are back on the PK. The last place they wanted to be. And Bowen's going to set up a 4-on-2 attack as both Tofty and Sapia, the 2 forwards, got burned on the breakout. Bowen flips the puck behind the net to Jesse. Around to the far corner. Sapia is able to get there, but he backhands the puck in to his own bench with 7:35 to go in regulation. Back at it tomorrow, these Delaware Blue Hens. The Division II team takes on Drexel at the Class of 1923 Arena. We'll be there in Philadelphia tomorrow night. And then high school action returns on Monday. Airtime 6:30 for a doubleheader brought to you on DHN Radio. Shot from the right point. And Kittelberger denied by Odgers. Center to Mattiak off the rebound. He's tripped in the slot by Sapia. Patnod says play on, guys. Not so much he was tripped, but he fell over Sapia's stick. There is a difference. 50 seconds to go on the Martorella penalty. Up the left comes Josh Watterson back into the Delaware zone. Flip to Scholes at the point, cross ice pass. Kittelberger steps up. Hard shot from 40 feet away into the glove hand of Steven Odgers. He hangs on for the stoppage with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in regulation. Stevenson and Delaware tied at 3. Commotion in front of the Delaware cage after Kittelberger threw the puck in. And you know, and we've talked about this quite a bit before, Bob, the value for money coming to these University of Delaware hockey games just can't be beat.
It's amazing, isn't it, James?
$6 a ticket, and you get to see good, fast, skilled, free-flowing, family-friendly hockey. And you're not breaking the bank to do so.
No, all 3 men's division and the women's team.
It's darn good hockey, and for $6 a ticket, you just can't beat the value.
No, that's a cost of a pretzel in Philly.
Certainly consider coming out to take these Blue Hens in person. Shot from Hodges, losing his footing in the slot. He's down. He looked like he tripped over the blue line there, quite frankly, and he missed the net.
I think he was trying to sell one to draw a penalty, but it didn't work. That's going to hurt.
Moran's going to come off for unsportsmanlike conduct after he flipped the puck into the Stevenson goal off the offside infraction. That's a major no-no. You know, that is absolutely a major no-no. It's avoidable. You don't do that.
Right. And Stevens was smart. They didn't go after him. They didn't try to retaliate.
They kept their cool, which to their credit, they're a hard-nosed, smash-mouth team, but they know when to pull it back.
And it's a shame
like we said during pregame, they play physical but not dirty.
Yeah, it was just a momentary lapse of sanity there. But, you know, Delaware did a good job on that last kill. They gave up a couple good scoring chances by letting guys slide in behind them right in front of the net, but they never got it really set up.
So the penalty negates the offside, and Stevenson gains an attacking zone's face-off as a result. Delaware penalty assessed to number 28, Shane Moran. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct at 14-12. And Ryan Johnson on a 2-on-1 centering pass from low is foiled by Pierce Dushenko.
That was a great scoring chance on the short end.
Yeah, no question.
Dushenko's the difference right now. Johnson, you know, he got it clean and made a good shot, but Dushenko just was a little bit better.
Joint leading scorer for this Delaware side, Ryan Johnson, just couldn't figure out Pierce Dushenko. Did so 28 seconds into the game, but we haven't heard from Johnson since, save for the apple on LeBlanc's wraparound. Shot from Kittelberger at the left point after Stevenson regains attacking position. Was kicked away by Odgers. One-timer Fashini misses the cage, rings off the far glass, and it's cleared out with authority and flair by Ryan Johnson. He comes off. Second PK wave is on. This is Watterson up the left side. Back into the Delaware zone. Drop pass to Scholes, top of the left circle. Matt Tofty pickpockets in. Here's the captain in a one-on-one. He dekes past Kittelberger. Lost a shot lane. Tries to throw a desperation backhander in. But Dushenko again the difference maker. That not a very strenuous save for the British Columbian, but an effective one just the same, and his 34th of the night.
Yeah, on that one he should have never had to make a save, because Schultz, that's been 2 or 3 times where I've seen him hold the puck just a little too long and Delaware gets all over him.
And Kittelberger regains the puck for Stevenson in the Mustang zone off the following drop. Flipped ahead to Ian Malone. Kept wide by Marciniak. He wraps around the cage, shoots off the post, blocked down by Odgers. 4:15 to go. I'd imagine Adam Brock's heart rate has since dropped back to normal, but ours in the press box certainly have not, Bob.
That was speed kills, right? Great scoring chance for Stevenson there.
Kittelberger looked the slapper, instead fed it to Hodges center point. Shot rings off the glass, wide of the near post. Rebound controlled by the Mustangs. Back it comes to Kittelberger, to Bowen. In close to Jesse below the net. Now around to Ian Malone. Hodges working the near point. He gets it. Good movement of the puck around the perimeter of the zone. In close, Brendan Jesse tries to stuff one on the doorstep, but Odgers comes up with not one but 2 key saves there. He's up to 30 saves on the night, and the penalty has expired. Make it 31. Glove save from Odgers denies the Mustangs what could have been the go-ahead.
You know who the happiest man in this building is right now? Mr.
Vince.
Moran.
Or Vince.
You know, he has that momentary lapse of sanity, and his team kills it off for him.
His team bails him out. Kittelberger with a cannon from the left point. Where's the puck? Odgers lost it after making the initial save. And it's cleared by Lowe into the glass. Up over the glass, in fact, and out of play. So Delaware's pinned in their zone with 3.5 minutes remaining. And they win the D-zone face-off, courtesy Devin LeBlanc. Rodriguez, under heavy forechecking pressure, gets the puck away to Ryan Lowe. Cross-ice pass, evades Ben Bergman, turned back by Foschini into the neutral zone. Waterson absorbs a heavy hit from Rodriguez in front of the scorer's table. Back it comes into Stevenson territory. Poked ahead by Bergman. Walking up the right side and clearing the zone, but giving the puck away at center was Foschini. Bergman couldn't negotiate a 1-on-5. He and Rovenolt collide far away from the play. Meanwhile, Val Ramage brings it back in the other direction. He and Knox get tied up in the corner. Puck is knocked loose. Ramage and Knox are going at it. And we've got a stoppage in play as Knox has Ramage pinned to the ice in the near corner of the Delaware zone. Bergman gets a shove too from Candelena. Come on, guys.
You know, I'm a little surprised that didn't happen a little sooner, because in the they've been doing pretty well for most of the game, but Stevenson is crashing that hard. It's, they've gotten a few near goals from it, but this time, even the play was far away from the net. You kind of get tired of guys running through you.
Absolutely. So we're going to be 4-on-4, I'd reckon. Matching roughing penalties, but we'll get the official word from the scorer's table. In any case, 2:46 to go in regulation. And the faceoff came just above the Stevenson blue line. Roughing for Knox, holding for Ramage. So we're 4-on-4 for nearly the remainder of regulation. Stevenson penalty assist to number 17, Val Ramage, 2 for holding. Delaware is number 18, Dylan Knox, 2 for roughing. Both at 17-14. Ramage holding, Knox roughing at 17-14. And Cal Raymore, how about that? Gives Delaware the go-ahead goal. Right place, absolute right time. He goes where Mama would hit the cookies, and it's 4-3.
Tell you what, James, that was a really bad giveaway. I mean, you're in, the right side of your zone, and you're going to try to go to the left side, and you're not seeing where the Delaware play is. It was a perfect pass to him if he wanted an assist, but a terrible headman pass. You got to watch on those diagonals. It was like a pickoff in football, you don't see that cornerback and all of a sudden he's out of nowhere and the ball's going the other way. Same thing on that play.
And it results in Cal Raymore getting his 5th goal of the season. With 2:14 to go, Delaware's got a 4-3 lead. A Delaware goal, his 5th of the season, scored by number 16, Cal Raymore. Assisted by number 27, Ryan Johnson. Time of the even strength goal, 17:46. Raymore's 5th from Johnson at 17:46 in the 3rd period. And Stevenson has taken their timeout. Play resumes with 130 seconds to go. Joe Kittelberger denied entry to the Delaware half by Martorella. His shot from between the circles clears the crossbar. It bounces back to the path of Moran in front of the scorer's table. He looks to generate some space and he's got it. Now a 2-on-1. Moran across to Martorella, back to Moran, give and go. He's denied by a lunging Pierce Dushenko. Martorella can't finish on the rebound. 105 seconds remaining. Brandon Scholes clears the zone. Cross ice feed to Kittelberger. Empty Stevenson net. Martirella's taken down by Kittelberger. It's getting mighty chippy in the Delaware zone. Martirella back to center. Gives the puck away to Mattiak. Down to the last 85. Mattiak with a lazy shot. Odgers covers up. Wow.
Going both
Talk
ways
about
now.
entertainment factor.
Wow. Yeah. You know, James, you're looking at again, time and score. You want to get that puck driven wide, or if you're Delaware, and pin them in deep. They can't score from down this end, or down in their own end, I should say.
1:22 to go. Mattiak, Scholes, Kittelberger, Fashini, and Jesse are the 5.
James, keep
Again,
your eye out
controversy over a Stevenson line change. Now Jesse's going to come in for the draw.
I was just getting ready to keep your eye on the Scholes kid, 72. And that's
a
exactly
shot
who they
from
drew
up
back.
high. It was Tom Fashini denied by the glove hand of Steven Odgers. That was the 38th Mustangs shot. They've had 21 here in this period. Zone not quite cleared by Delaware. Brendan Jesse at the near point. Floats it to Kittelberger, lost it between his skates. Johnson bodies him off the puck. It ends up behind the net. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. And now we're down to the nitty-gritty. Stevenson net is empty. Battle for the puck in the near corner. Brandon Scholes flips it back to Fashini at the left point. That shot blocked by Dylan Green, and he clears. Fashini back in his own zone. Mattiak will set up. It's 6-on-5 now as the penalties to Knox and Ramage have expired. Scholes fires it in off the glass near side. Recovered by Delaware in there, and Ryan Johnson chips it back over center. This puck skitters back into the Stevenson, and 20 seconds to go. Line change for Delaware. There is no icing. Nauman behind his own cage, backhands it around to the far side. Mattiak gives it away to Swift. He gets it ahead to LeBlanc. 4 seconds to go, and LeBlanc takes aim from the right point, misses the broadside of the barn, but it matters not. And the Delaware Blue Hens battle back for a split against Stevenson on the season. But it doesn't end all that well, as there's, I guess you call it commotion in the Stevenson zone, and players from both sides tied up and not wanting this one to end peacefully.
No, they were just asking where they're going to dinner tonight. It was a fun
Probably
game.
Mad Max down the street, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm heading home tonight.
They're just saying,
Lauren and
"Good game."
Sarah have dinner waiting for me, and after a long weekend at the barn.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a good game.
Dinner with family, it doesn't get much better.
You got it.
Great hockey game. Pierce Dushenko with 35 saves. Steven Odgers with 35 saves. And the game-winning goal for Delaware off the stick of Cal Raymore in the low slot with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the contest. Johnson, LeBlanc, Moran with goals as well on the Stevenson side. Brandon Scholes, Aaron Rovenolt, and Tom Fashini all finding the back of the Delaware net. Bob, it's been fun.
It has been, James. Great game, great fun.
As always.
Get down here, folks. Watch some great hockey.
No question about that. We're coming back on Sunday, January 12th. That's tomorrow, as these Division II Blue Hens take on Drexel at the Class of 1923 Arena. High school action back on DHN Radio on Monday. For the whole crew, Matt Schoenfeld behind the scenes. Shout-outs to Nick Zafiri and Joe Sindoni. For Bob Thomas, this has been James Witherite, Delaware Hockey Night, a copyrighted production of the DHN Media Group, bringing you Delaware Blue Hens hockey, the Division II Blue Hens, victorious over Stevenson 4-3 on this Saturday evening. Thanks for your company. We'll do it again soon. Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to Delaware Hockey Night, a copyrighted production of the DHN Media Group. Visit dehockeynight.com for the complete broadcast schedule, along with news and notes on all things hockey in the First State.